What's up, y'all? Welcome back to Self with Queen Oumy. My name is Oumy. If you have not subscribed, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Turn on your post notifications for all updates on my new video. And you can follow me on Instagram at It's Queen Oumy. So today on Melanin Magic, I wanted to shout out Ken, one of my little brothers. I look at him like my little brother. He's adorable, such a sweet young man, and he has a platform called Movement, Not Moment. And the platform is talking about the crime rate in St. Louis and people being affected by the crime rate, you know, shootings and killings. He actually was a victim of a shooting himself, not only like a year ago, I believe. He was shot and he survived, and he took that motivation, he took them lemons and turned into lemonade. And now he has this platform where he's educating people about things that's going on in the community. And I just find it so honorable for someone to be so young. He's not even in college yet, and to be doing something so big in his community is everything. So you can follow him on Instagram. I'll put his Instagram name, and then you can follow his platform, Movement, Not Moment, and I'll put that as well. That's it for Melanin Magic. So today is part 2 of my childhood trauma video. And today I want to discuss how your childhood trauma shows up in our adult lives now. So as I talked about previously in one of my videos, when it comes to personality traits, it's sort of a spectrum. You know, everybody has these certain personality traits. It's just where you fall on the spectrum of the personality trait. Well, childhood trauma is kind of the same, except it forms an imbalance. So with people who tend to dealt with childhood trauma, they tend to lean further on one side of the spectrum when it comes to certain things. For example, you can be an adult who's too timid or an adult who's too assertive. You can be an adult who's too strict or too accommodating. You could be an adult who is motivated mainly by materialistic things, or someone who's just unenthusiastic when it comes to achieving anything. These imbalances tend to lead us to living unfulfilling lives. You know, you would be the type of person who never sees the opportunity or do things like self-sabotage in anything, in romantic relationships and business partnerships. You can be the type of person who has fears surrounding sharing your talent. This is going to be a real quick video, so I'm going to run through 8 examples of childhood trauma and the effects of it now in adulthood. If you grew up with a parent who was overbearing or highly strict, you tend to, as an adult, be codependent. A child who's experienced broken marriages tend to expect more out of their romantic relationships. They tend to expect more compassion, more morality, just more things to confirm the love that they say they have for you. One that I found was pretty interesting, which kind of goes along with parents that are strict, is parents that tend to micromanage, don't let you make your own decision, usually forces you into a decision without asking your input. Those people tend to be adults who develop depression because you feel like you're incompetent to make your own decisions, and that creates stress and so on and so forth. One that I found that was super interesting is parents that tend to watch TV with their children instead of read books to them growing up. Those adults tend to grow up with difficulty expressing themselves and having good communication skills. So apparently, the parent that sits on the couch and watch TV with the child, it limits the conversation. They're both focusing on the show or the movie versus someone who sits down and read to them. That allows the child to ask more questions, which creates dialogue, which helps them with their communication skills. I can definitely attest to that personally because my little sister, actually both of my little sisters, were very advanced at a young age. You know, we used to read to them. Well, I used to read to my little sister Yai. My little sister Yai used to read to my little sister Matu. And they were very young, like 1 year old, 2 years old. You could sit and have a whole conversation with them. Like they're not, it wasn't, you have to be very careful what you say around them because they definitely understood the context of everything. Like they were very well beyond their years, and it was done unintentionally because we were just having fun. We were playing school, we were doing this and that, but really that helped with their communication skills. Another one that I found super interesting is children who tend to mimic their parents tend to be more open to different cultures. So there was a study where they showed a parent opening a box, showing a child how to open a box with sticks. Well, obviously, you know the easier way to open a box is with your hands, but the child emulated what the parent was doing and was, you know, opening the box with sticks. And that just goes to show that although it doesn't make sense to them, they're gonna mimic what they see because clearly it was done correctly. Like, yeah, you don't normally see anybody open a box with sticks, but you saw that it was done. So now that confirms that everything is not done the same and you can have the same result. So that gives you room to be more adaptable to different cultures. If you were spanked as a child, then you most likely grew up being sneaky and can become a sneaky adult. If you know that some of the things you do is going to result in you getting spanked, and you're going to find more creative ways to do it without getting caught. Another example is if you tend to deal with parents that had alcohol or drug abuse, you tend to be a perfectionist when you get older. Because the thing is, a lot of the times when your parents are depending on substances, you tend to be a parent to your own parent, which forces you to grow up faster and forces you to have the mindset that I have to get it right, I have to do it correctly, or everything is going to fall apart. Last but not least, if you have a close relationship with your father, as an adult, you would engage in healthier romantic relationships. So I feel like a misconception that is thrown around with that is daddy issues. Like, a lot of women have daddy issues, which, yes, that is very valid. You know, women do have daddy issues, but men have daddy issues as well. Their relationship with their father determines how they show up in a relationship, because that's the example that was given to them. And vice versa, how women tend to show up in a relationship is how their father treated them. So if your father treated you like a princess, you're not going to expect nothing less from the man that you're dating. So I was editing my video and I forgot to put, usually in my videos, I kind of circle back around as to why I'm even mentioning this. And I wanted to point out that if you peep, like in my video, I didn't even mention anything that was like super traumatizing or like super scary to go through. It's just common things that adults may deal with that their childhood may have attribute to. So I just wanted to point out that if little things like reading to your child, or little things like, I'm ashy. I just got out the shower. I just washed my hair. Don't mind me. But if little things like reading a book to your child could affect their communication skills, then imagine a child that has been abused their whole childhood. How would they show up in the world currently? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the point that I was trying to get at. I just kind of forgot to mention, which was the whole point of my video. But I just wanted to throw out a few little facts about childhood trauma. In my next video, I'm going to talk about attachment theories and how your childhood trauma can affect your dating life. Okay, but thank you guys for watching, and I will see y'all at the next video.